Welcome back to my channel. Hang on just one sec. Okay, so today we're doing volume. We're going to use the cheat that we used last time because I want to focus less on these formulas, and these formulas are very easy. It wouldn't be too bad if we wanted to use the formulas, but I want to focus less on this and focus more on being able to find the volume of composite shapes. So just to see if we can use Google to find these areas, I'm going to go into Google and type it in and see. So I'm on last time's notes, page 150. And I'm going to try to find the volume of this pentagonal prism. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. So I'm going to type in volume of a pentagon. And then once I start typing in penta, it finishes it for me. Whenever that wakes up, you'll be able to see it. I'll show you. I show you. Okay, so I'm going to choose the pentagonal prism, and it will actually let me enter it in. So our base edge, does it tell us, is 11. Our base edge is 11. And our height is 11. So the area, just kidding, the volume of this prism is 2290 centimeters cubed. Because remember, volume is the swimming pool. How much liquid would it take to fill up our swimming pool? So 2,290 centimeters cubed. Okay, so we can do the same for these other shapes then. The only thing that we have to be careful about is that we know what the shape is called. So this shape is a rectangular prism. If you forgot, we wrote them down on the first day of this unit. So I'll just come back to my volume. I'll highlight pentagonal prism and I'll type in rectangular prism. Then I think this one will highlight the different parts of the cube for you so that you know what measurement to add in. So I think our length would be 6. Our width would be 7. And our height is 9. That's got to click down into the next one. So this guy's volume is 378 inches squared. This one's the easiest one though because the volume of a rectangular prism is just length times width times height. So we would have just needed to do 6 times 7 times 9. You guys are hanging in? Okay, so you guys find the volume of these 3 shapes. So this guy is a cylinder, pyramid, cone. So you find the volume by typing them in. I'll walk around. You guys want to see something? Okay. My man doesn't know that the babies were born, so I texted him and said, guess what? And he said, what? And I didn't respond because I was talking to you guys, so then he sends me all of these gifts. I think he knows the pugs were born. Do you see how many pugs are in here? That's a lot of pugs, guys. Okay, sorry to interrupt. See what we do? Watch. So in Google, type in volume of, and then we're actually going to look for a cylinder. That first shape here is a cylinder. So the first thing that it's going to pull up is this little calculator that you just need to enter in the numbers on the cylinder. So your radius is 7, because they gave you the diameter. That's all the way. So halfway would be 7. And then the height is 12, right? So then Google will just calculate the volume for you. So that's now your volume, 1847. Because this is 14 and the radius is halfway, so half of 14 is 7. Oh. That helps. Oh, I meant to put cubed. All of them will be cubed. I should have written a cubed on this one. Sorry, guys. Volume is always cubed because it's 3 dimensions. Let's go like 20 more seconds. About 10. Five. Okay, so you guys tell me what was the volume for the cylinder? 2. Was it a 2? What was it? 7389. Is that what you guys got? Did you type in 7 for the radius? Uh-oh.
I got 1847.
1847? Okay, so if I go cylinder, volume of a cylinder, they gave us the diameter, so the radius is 7. Remember, the diameter's all the way across, so the radius would be 7. And then height was 12, so it is 1847, which is what I think Diamond said. Are you guys okay on that one now?
Yeah.
Okay. That one tried to trick you. Okay, volume of the pyramid. What'd you guys get on that one? 29? Oh, that's okay. That's nice. Okay, how's about the cone? Oh, it's little. 0. What? 31. Oh, so little. I don't like that one. Okay, so the next page, 153, that says volume at the top is the ones that I'm the most interested in. So we're not going to do 7, 8. We're just going to do these top 3. And maybe let's start with the sphere that fits snugly in the cube. So this is a problem that's like this is like a basketball, like a commemorative basketball. Sometimes people put like basketballs, footballs, and baseballs into glass cubes so that they can display them. So this, let's say basketball or sphere, is in this cube that sides are exactly 18 centimeters and the sphere fits in it like perfectly. So they want us to find the volume of the sphere. So if I go to my Google and I type in volume of a sphere, The only info that it wants from me is the radius of the sphere. So this is similar to the last problem. Because this sphere fits perfectly in the glass rectangle, that means that our diameter of the sphere is 18. So the distance from the top of the sphere to the bottom of the sphere is 18 because it fits perfectly inside that cube. Well, the radius is half of that. The radius is the distance from the top to the center. So if the full distance is 18, what is the radius or the half difference or distance? How many? 9. So now we can plug that into Google. And Google will give us a volume of 3054 centimeters cubed. And when you do this in Canvas, you don't have to put any units down. You could just type in 3054. You're hanging in? Okay, it's the last two problems why I really wanted to use Google to get the volume for us, because I know, especially your 10th and 11th grade year, you've done enough formulas in science and math. I know that you know how to use a formula. So we're going to use Google to do our formula so that we can answer questions like 5. So 5 is made out of 2 shapes. The top shape is a pyramid, and the bottom shape is a rectangular prism. So if you want to find the composite volume, or the volume of the entire shape, you have to find the volume of the pyramid, and then separately you find the volume of the rectangular prism, and then you add them together. So if I hop back to Google, I can type in volume of a pyramid. Okay, the length of my pyramid matches the length of the rectangular prism. So what is the length of our pyramid? 8. And then the width of our pyramid matches the width of our rectangular prism. So our width is what value? 4. So these two match. So our length is 8. These two match. So our width is 4. And then the last thing that it asks us is what is the height of our pyramid, and they give it to us right here. The height of our pyramid is 6. So for the pyramid, we get 64 centimeters cubed. When you click on the different measurements, remember that Google will highlight that side for you. So if you're confused about which one they call the length and which one they call the width, Google will highlight it.
Can I interrupt?
Sure. Will you guys find the volume of the rectangular prism on the bottom? And then will you add them together?
So much for
I see it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
You need to talk to them?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
I just wanted to make an announcement about concurrent enrollment next year. Some of you may have signed up to take a concurrent enrollment math class. If you did, you want to make sure you register with the community college and become a student there. Go through the admissions process. It's a really simple process to do. If you go down to the Career Center with Mr. Jewett, he'll walk you through it. Right now, they are not charging the $40 application fee, which is normally what they do. But
That's
because of
awesome.
COVID, they haven't charged students. If you wait until next August, September to do this, I can't promise you that $40 fee will be waived. Right now, it is being waived, so I highly encourage you to register or become admitted as a student at the college. It's a really simple process. It's done all online. You don't have to pay, and they'll give you your estimate.
In fact, if you're doing that, if you're doing 10:30 after you finish today's quiz, you should go down with Mr. Jewett today and have him help you register so that you don't even have to worry about it. Okay?
It's really simple. You only have to do it once. Once you do it the one time, you're good for all your.
It lasts
classes.
forever.
Yeah, so even if you're taking English or biology, you only need to do it one time. If you're planning on taking Math 1050, which I think you might, are you? No? Are you?
Is anybody taking 10:30 or 10:50? None of you?
Some of them are doing 10:30. I think you signed up. Did you sign up for 10:30?
Ivani, did you do any concurrent enrollment math next year?
Yeah, but I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure
Okay.
when I looked through my rolls, you were on the 1050 roll. If you don't have a 23,
You should take it. You should take both, so you can check.
If you don't have a 23 in the math section, you will need to take the placement test, and Mr. Jewett can walk you through that. Normally that test is done at the college, but right now they'll let you take it at home. So this is a good time to take that test. It's less stressful, and students have a tendency to pass at higher rates right now. So you can take that test up to 2 times a semester. So if you take it now, you can take it in the fall and pass. So right now, you're probably gonna pass it with higher rates because you're in that class.
Right.
And you're not gonna forget everything over this. So if you want to, ask Mr. Drew at the same time, hey, I need to take the placement test. A lot of students have to take it, so this is pretty normal.
So distance learners, that counts for you as well. Like if you're taking concurrent enrollment math next year, you want to get registered for SLIC as soon as possible, especially because they're waiving the fee right now. And while you're at it, you should schedule your placement test if you need the placement test. Mr. Jewett in the Career Center can help you with both of those, so make sure that you get that taken care of soon before school ends so that you're ready to go next year. Is that everything?
You're on the roll.
Also, speaking of, Ivani was just saying how she knows she's taking concurrent enrollment, but she's not sure what level. In the portal is your guys' schedule for next year. So you guys are supposed to check the portal to verify that your schedule is correct, so that if you need to make changes, they can make changes before school gets out for the summer. Yes? Okay, so while you're checking that, I'm going to go over this problem so that we can check our answers against each other. The prism, the rectangular prism, I got 160 as the volume. Is that what you guys got? For this bottom part, 160?
Yeah.
So you did 8 for your length, 4 for your width, and 5 for your height. I got 160. Okay. So now for the overall volume, you just add the 2. So for the volume of the entire thing, we do 64 plus 160, which is equal to 224. I did that in my head, so you're going to want to double check me. $244? $224. $224. Okay, so one more problem is this guy. He looks like an old school lunchbox. So the first shape is very easy. Let's do the easier one first. Let's do the rectangular prism. Oh, he's not. We need to do some work. Okay. So, what is the length of this shape? This guy right here. What do you think the length is? 4. and he's looking very much like a square. So what they're telling you here is that the radius of this cylinder is 2, which means that this distance is also 2, which means that this distance is 2 and this distance is 2. So it turns out it is a square. The length is 4 and the width is 4. So what we would plug in to the volume for just the rectangular prism would be 4, 4, and 5. I think that might equal 80. Somebody's going to want to double check me though.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this isn't a full cylinder. This is a half of a cylinder. Are you guys okay with that? So what we need to do is find the volume for the cylinder and then cut it in half. So if we go to Google, let me out. I can type in cylinder. The radius is 2. This time they just give it to us. The height is 5. So the height of this cylinder matches this side. So that would be 5. So let's round that up to 63. And then let's cut it in half. So 26.5. Is that half of 63? Not even close. 31.5? Is that what you guys got? Was that a yes? Was that a yes? So for the overall shape, you add them, 80 plus 31.5, and we get 111.5. Inches cubed. So in the quiz, the first 6, I believe, are just the shapes. So it'll give you a sphere, or it'll give you just a pyramid, or just a rectangular prism. And then the last 2 are these kinds. You have to find the volume of one, the volume of the other, and then add them together. You can handle it? Okay, give it a go.